Hey friends, it's Andrea from the blog Pine and Prospect Home, and it is a beautiful sunny day, and I'm gonna show you guys just my fall decor. So I plan on giving you a full tour of the lower level of my house, all decorated for fall, and I thought rather than doing like a formal style video where I set up my tripod, I'm just gonna kind of take the camera with me, kind of like I am right now. I feel like every time I do that with you guys, it feels more like I'm just chatting with a friend as opposed to like creating a staged type video. I don't know. And I feel like you guys always respond. The response is very positive whenever I do like these style videos. So anyways, I have a giant cup of coffee that I'm gonna sip on, and I'm just gonna walk around and show you my fall decor. It's very simple as usual. I don't go crazy or anything. It's just swapping out a few stems, adding a few pumpkins, and hopefully it gives you some ideas and inspires you. So, okay guys, so let's go ahead and start in the entryway. So I've already kind of shared this space with you in another video. I think actually the last video I shared, I was kind of showing you how I put that sort of plaid scarf in the entry and just added a pumpkin. And I feel like it just instantly adds a touch of fall. So one person commented and said I should swap out my straw hats for felt, which is genius. I love that idea, but I don't have any. So let me just give you a few close-ups of this space. It's very simple. Still loving the reclaimed beams that we added to the ceiling. You can see a whole blog post about these. I'll link it for you below. And then of course the light and all of the sources is all linked on my blog. So these hydrangeas here were given to me by some sweet friends last year. And I actually saved them and reused them this year, and I love the way they look in this pretty little thrifted basket here. This beam is one of my absolute favorites, one of the beams my husband rescued. I just love the character that it adds to our entryway. And then of course it connects across to this gorgeous beam here. And I just think it's so beautiful. I still love the way these look in this space. This piece that comes down is just, it adds so much character when you back up and look at it from the living room, but you can see the fall colors outside. Things are sort of changing out there, and it's such a beautiful time of year. I love the way a simple plaid scarf just instantly adds fall decor, and I got this one at a thrift store for $5. It was $4.99, and now I'm gonna have to look for some felt hats. This beautiful antique stool was a gift from my husband, and this basket we use for keys, and of course there's like a little diaper and wipe holder there that I should have pulled out for the tour, but it's real life for you. I kind of love how the sun is hitting these pretty stems, but you can see that I just use a mixture of like these pretty faux berries that I grabbed last year at Joann's. I didn't find them this year. And then I mix them with real dried leaves, and I think it looks really pretty. So as I back up into the living room, you can kind of get a feel for the space. My little kitty decided to get in the video. This is how our door usually looks. I mean, even in the wintertime, I love having it open, letting the sunshine kind of just fill the space. But of course, I love my little basket, so. I think the sun already shifted, so now I can kind of see those stems. Anyways, I'm sure you guys are over the entryway, but it's just one of my favorite little areas with a round door. So moving into the living room, kept things pretty simple in here. Just added a little pumpkin next to the fireplace, these really pretty fall stems. I think they're from Hobby Lobby. Added a little white pumpkin on the shelves there. And my mom actually just recently gave me this pretty brass candle snuffer after she saw my last video with the black one. She's like, hey, I have one that you might like. So I just put that on the shelves, but I kept things pretty simple. I'll probably keep saying that, but not much has changed. We go through these fun scripture memory cards with the boys, so I always set the verse of the week up there on the mantle so we can look at it all week. But there's a view. Here, let me back up into the dining room. All right, so here we go. This is one of my favorite views. Just looking at the fireplace, and of course, you guys know after I refinished the floors earlier this year, we kind of moved the chairs up, and I really love the way they look here. Between the chairs, I guess we'll kind of move over to this area. Kept the exact same, oh, sweet maple. We kept the kind of the exact same setup with the table and books and candlestick, but I just switched out the stems for fall. And once again, these are those pretty, there we go, my camera was starting to get out of focus, but these are those pretty like berry stems, and then I mix them with real fall leaves that have dried, and I just think it's really pretty for fall. And then I have the same artwork here that I have all year long, but I just think it's pretty for every season, honestly. So this is sort of the view you have when you're sitting on the couch, and I just love it. I think it's so cozy. I love the fall stems, and you can see into the sunroom. That's where the piano is, and I'll take you in there in a second. All right, so here is our little couch area. And I'm still looking for a cozy blanket for the couch. I stole the one that was on there and I put it upstairs. But I found these really pretty stems at Michael's. Aren't they gorgeous? I love them for fall. And then I just put a little white pumpkin and a candle and a little, my thrifted candle snuffer, and that's what I ended up doing. I kept it really simple. I found this really pretty pillow at Marshall's. Our couch, we've had it for a long time, and I love the arms. I think they're, you know, it's a really pretty arm. And people ask me about it sometimes. We got it at a local furniture store, but I'll be honest, like, if it were up to me, I'd have something a lot lighter, but the dark gray works well with boys. Over here, just have like a simple milking stool, and again, those same stems. I just think they're really pretty. Okay, moving on. So, I love our little vent covers. Our home was built in the 1930s if you're new here. And I just love the fact that that's exposed now. We just have this simple ladder here. I know technically it's like the perfect blanket ladder, but I haven't, in fact, hung a blanket on it yet. So this leads into our sunroom here, and everything is pretty much the same. I recently shared a sunroom video with you guys. I did like, so let me just walk in there and show you. So this is where we keep our piano, and of course these shelves up here, you can kind of see them from the living room. So I keep these styled really pretty. I'll show you guys a close-up here. I just have some cracks and some books on this shelf. Sorry, I'll try to go slow and not make you guys sick. And then just some stems and artwork here, and then this pretty little horse. So you can read all about this whole makeover in our sunroom on my blog. I have the whole, my husband built all of this shelving and added all the beadboard and insulated this room. And then he added this, this long bench here. I did stick some pretty stems in this little scoop that my mom gave me, and I thought that looked pretty. So I guess I can share that little moment with you guys, but yes, so let's just stick to the main areas. This is another pretty view into the home. I love these French doors that, you know, kind of separate this room, but you also still feel like you're a part of everything because you can see through them. I still have not painted them yet. So back earlier this year, I painted all of my trim Can you see how, oh, I'll stop using my finger. Can you see how all of the trim work is painted this beautiful color? It's Stingray by Benjamin Moore. You can find all the paint colors on my blog. And a lot of you guys told me, I'm trying not to make everybody sick. I painted around the French doors, but I didn't paint the French doors themselves. And a lot of you guys said you should paint those doors, but I've just been too lazy. I haven't gotten around to it. It's a lot of work to paint French doors. And so if anyone wants to volunteer their time and come paint these doors for me, no, I'm just kidding. But one of these days I'll get to that. All right, so moving into the dining room, it looks like the light has sort of shifted. It's not like the brightest ever, but that's okay. So let's just start with my beautiful dining table. This is the table that my husband, I'm trying to move this chair out of the way, my husband built for me last Christmas. So during Christmas break, he used reclaimed beams from a barn and built the base of it. And it is just the prettiest table. The top of it is reclaimed wood that we found on Facebook Marketplace. It's solid maple, I believe. And it's very, you know, it's very rustic, I guess you could say. But I love that. I know it's not everybody's thing, but all the markings and the wear and tear just to me give it so much character. So I truly love it. I think it's beautiful. To go along with the table, I took you guys on a little journey with chairs. I had the prettiest chairs that I found on Facebook Marketplace. And sadly, I tried to do this paint technique on them. It didn't work. Then I tried painting them solid black and I hated it. So I lost all energy. And now I'm kind of wondering, I brought these chairs in and I told you guys about them. They were like a much lighter color, but I put like a gel stain on them, and I feel like it kind of antiqued them a little bit, and they look really beautiful with the table. What do you guys think? Are you still loving them, or do you guys miss the antique ones? So my thought process was, rather than stripping all the antique chairs, maybe I could try painting the antique chairs first. But I don't know, I'm really liking like the wood chairs with the wood table. And then these beautiful wicker chairs I shared earlier this spring. They're just so pretty. So yeah, that's the table. Not a lot happening on the table itself, just because we do our homeschool at this table. And so I just have some simple stems in a jar that I got from Hobby Lobby. Pretty little pumpkin. This is a pretty little butter paddle that I got at the Antique Festival recently. And then this gorgeous handmade pottery. It's a pretty little candlestick. And we just like to light that candle on cozy mornings. So that's the table. So what I can't wait to share with you guys is this area here. Okay, so backing up here, I just shared this little table. I got it on Facebook Marketplace for 25 bucks, and I just shared this table in my last video, and it was blue with this antique like sort of finish. I wasn't crazy about it. There's something about it that I just knew it wasn't quite right. And so I decided to paint it this random green color that I had in my basement. Don't even know what color it is. It was like an oops paint that I found on like in the clearance section of a hardware store. And it turned out really pretty. I made my own chalk paint and then I sealed it with a clear wax. And I think I'm loving it, guys. What do you guys think about the green? It's like a green gray color. Okay, so looking at it from this side, you can see I just stacked up my breadboards right next to the table. And I don't know, I kind of think they look really pretty there. What do you guys think? And that basket, and then I really pared down the shelves and simplified them. So I just kind of kept them mostly white with little accents of glass and wood. So, I mean, there's still like a lot on there. It's not that they're empty or anything, but I just kept them really like clean by just using mainly white, I guess. So the shelves. I think, I don't know, I just didn't want them to feel too busy. I have some really pretty artwork that I hung here. I'm not sure if it's too dark though. It almost reads like black as you back up and you can't really tell what's there. It's a beautiful print actually, if you zoom in. It's a beautiful print of a mama. Look at that gorgeous table with the window open and she's kind of looking down at her babies. And I think it's so pretty, but I feel like it's kind of lost a little bit on this wall. So I might find a different piece for this space, but I love having artwork here. So you guys let me know what you think. But as I flip the camera around here, I just used some this is like just weeds from the yard, I'll be honest. And then I added some like white fall stems and mixed them all together. And I think they look beautiful against this window that I turned into a mirror. So anyways, that's that little area. Here's a full look into the dining room. I hope you guys like this style video and it's not just boring you to death. All right, let's look at the other side of the dining room here. Okay, so here's a view from over on the other side of the dining room. I've got my corner cupboard still just filled with Faltzgraph. It's just, you know what? From this angle, it looks like I could use a few more pieces down here that are taller. You know, for a little while, it chokes me up still talking about this, but for a little while, people would send me Faltzgraph in the mail, and a lot of those pieces came from you guys. Like, I'm choking up talking about it, but it just like, I don't know, it just means so much to me. Every little piece shares, like, has a little story with it. But whenever you guys find it at thrift stores, sometimes I get sweet emails from followers and subscribers asking if I would like more Faltzgraph. But here's another look at the wood chairs with a dining table. They really are beautiful with a table. And I think this green table, you guys hear my old floors? So loving the stain color on our floors. I have a whole blog post about that if you're interested. Now I will tell you one thing that I'm not crazy about. Okay, so I love this view, but this bench, okay. The bench is so cool. This is an old scaffolding bench. It actually extends, you guys. Like, I could pull this bench. Look how cool that is. It's a really neat piece. Got it on Facebook Marketplace. I think we want to move it outside, and it would be like a great outdoor bench if we had like a huge get together, all the family comes over, we need lots of seating. But I truly feel like when I look into the dining room, I want sort of the focus to be this beautiful table. And I feel like my eye is always drawn to this bench first. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like it's just drawn to this bench. And I'll be honest, it's not the greatest with kids. As you can imagine, we've had smoothies spill onto this bench and everything seeps through the cracks. And of course, I'll be honest, if you sit on this bar, it's not the most comfortable. I've had to sit here and do lessons with my boys and it's just not great. So I would love for my husband to build me a bench that kind of goes with the table, but we'll see. It's, you know, it's a cool bench and I don't hate it. Obviously, it caught my eye. That's the reason I bought it, but I'm just thinking it's time for a change with the table. So, okay, so this is another favorite little area of mine, our DIY cutting board wall. I'm still on the hunt for fun breadboards, and I found some great ones at the Antique Festival, but guys, they are expensive. So these are really neat. This one's very primitive. My mom got me this one. This was my grandfather's. This one will stay forever and ever. And this is one that I found recently that I love. These boards are cool. They're just not quite as old. So I just really love the old ones. But anyways, this was super simple to put together. Hanging here on these hooks, I have this new love for these fun garlic baskets. I know I don't need this many garlic baskets, but they're just too beautiful. They add so much texture and I just love them. And my mom gave me 2 of them and then I found 2 at a thrift store. So now I'm so excited to show you this little table that I got at the antique festival. This table was at that first booth and it came from Spain, he said, and he wanted $225 for it. You can see the beautiful scallops here. Anyways, this table, okay, he wanted $225 for it, and my cheap self could not pay that. I just said, oh, I'm sure that's a great price, but I don't want to pay $225 for it. And so I said, let's look around and we'll come back maybe, and I'll think about it. So, isn't it pretty how the sunlight's kind of dancing on the floor there? I love fall so much. Okay, so we came back and I was looking at it, and he said, you know what? Why don't you give me a number? What do you have in mind? So I said, oh, sir, I don't want to offend you. And he said, tell me what you're thinking. And I said, my husband said, would you do 95? And he said, I thought you would say something like that. And then he said, how about 110? And so he went and so we of course said, sure, we'll do 110. So this was my big splurge of the day. It was $110, but here's the thing, you guys. If you were to get a table at Target, a brand new table that's made out of cheap, like PDF, not even real wood, you would pay well over $100. And so now I have this awesome old table that came from Europe. And yeah, was it more money than what I normally spend? Yes, of course it was. But I don't know. I just think he went down like so much for us. And I just think it's the prettiest color. And I don't know if it's gonna stay here in my kitchen, but one of my favorite views is from right here, and I'm gonna talk about this here in a second as well. I just love, if I can get it all on camera, I love the copper and our little chalkboard and just that little table there with some ironstone, and I just think it's really pretty. So these floors, these slate floors, this is probably the last thing I would want to change in this kitchen. You can see they're pretty colorful for my taste. They do hide things great, but just the yellows and the purples and the reds, I know some people might think they're just beautiful. They were here when we moved in. I think I would just like something a little bit more, I don't know, just like maybe one color, not so busy. My fun little copper rack that I had hanging with command strips fell off again. So needless to say, we're going to have to permanently attach it if I want to keep that thing. It is so pretty. I don't know if you guys remember what I'm talking about, but it's like this really cool curved copper rack. And I had it hanging with command strips and it just kept falling off. So if you guys know of, my husband keeps saying, just let me drill into the tile, just let me drill into the tile. But I changed my mind so much that it really scares me to drill into the tile. So let me share this fun little find with you guys. This is a little spice rack that I also got at the festival, and it was $30. I could not believe the price. And it actually hangs. It has 2 little hooks up here, but I just decided to try it in this little like nook next to our stove, and I'm actually sort of loving it. What do you guys think? Not quite the same tone as my beam. In fact, I could like scrub it maybe a little bit with soap, see if it lightens it up a little bit. But it is just gorgeous, and I love the hardware. I love the old drawers. I'm not sure if like this curve sort of works with the curves of my corbels, but I just put my salt up there, a little candle, my kitchen string. I don't have anything in these drawers yet, but what do you guys think? I just thought it was so pretty right there. So it's kind of tucked. Here's a view from the side. Another garlic basket. This one actually has garlic in it. And then I have some thyme from my garden that I'm drying. So things have pretty much stayed the same. It's still pretty dark, you guys. Darn it. You can see the sink area here. I put my coffee cup in the sink and so did my husband. Let me just try to get close-ups here. So here's that little pumpkin. I'll try to wrap up this video. It's probably so long at this point. That little pumpkin that I scored at the dollar store. You can find like the same ones on Pottery Barn for like quadruple the price. But I like this one more. It's like all white and it was like $7. This is a new crock that I got at the Antique Festival. I just filled it with some of my beautiful collections of rolling pins and wooden spoons and things. And my husband loves having a little lamp on in the evenings. And so I found this little one at Ollie's, I think. It was like $5. So moving over, you guys have seen all this before. I put this little board right here to keep kind of our soap and all of our little scrub brushes here. And I kind of love the way it looks. This is a scrap that was left over from our table. So I said, don't throw that away. I'll use it as a little like stand or board or something. So love a little plaid towel for fall. And then of course I showed you guys these pretty little stems. They're picks from Joann's. Thought that was pretty for fall. So now that I'm closer, you can kind of see this back little area a little better. I decided to switch out the hydrangeas for more of these stems. I just love those stems, can you tell? I have them everywhere. Mixed with dried leaves. I just think they're so pretty. So, and then this little area, this crock was a garage sale find. I love it, and I just filled it with some beautiful old rolling pins. I actually love this French rolling pin. I use this the most, and then I love these dough hooks for whenever I'm baking sourdough. I've got a little diffuser hidden back there so I can diffuse essential oils. Yeah, and then just some pumpkins, keeping it real simple. Some little pumpkins for fall. All right, well, I guess I should show my face again, but anyways, I just want to say thank you for coming along with me. I love just kind of taking you guys along and chatting with you like I had you over for coffee or something. I hope you enjoyed this little fall home tour. I guess I should kind of turn the camera around and say goodbye. What do you think, Maple? Anyways, thank you guys for coming along. I'm glad that that I have the chance to be able to share with you, and I hope it inspires you guys. Not that I'm anyone special, but that is the purpose of this channel, to sort of inspire and encourage people that, you can thrift pretty much, I know I just shared a $100 table, so I guess I feel a little bit hypocritical saying this, but I think you guys kind of get the idea that most of my home is like secondhand and thrifted and garage sales and DIY. So every once in a while, yes, we splurge on something. This video has been far too long, but I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And I just loved being able to take you guys along today. So thank you so much for coming, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.